A very good morning to Puan Jamalia, Binti Musa, and my dear friends. My name is Komathi Arjunan, and my matric number is 01DDT20F2051, and I am from DDT S3. Okay, I'm going to explain about the example of coding, which is separate in four. The first one is if statement, and the second one is if else statement, and the third one is multiple statement, and the fourth one is nested if statement. So today we are going to see about these four of example coding and the output. Okay, the first we are going to see about the if statement. These are the coding and the outcome of the if statement that I have searched in Google and I have tried in my Deep C++ on my laptop. Okay, so these are the coding and the output. Okay, what we can see is in this coding is if you can see in line 17, if in bracket number is bigger than 0, then there will be cout of you enter a positive integer, and also you can be cout this statement is always executed. As you all can see in my output, I have put a two output here, which is the first one, enter an integer. I have entered the number 5, and also you can see you enter a positive number as I mentioned in my coding at line 18. You enter a positive number, so there will be show you enter a positive number 5, and also as written in line 20, this statement is always executed. So you can see in the my output screenshot. Okay, this means when I enter the number 5, the condition that I mentioned in line 17, number is bigger than 0, so it's evaluated as to true, and the statement inside the body of if is executed. So these are the meaning of this coding that I do, and these both are the um, outcome of this coding. Okay, we see the second. I have entered a number -5, and there show this statement is always executed. So this means when I enter the -5, the condition that I mentioned number is bigger than 0 is evaluated to false, and the statement inside of the body of if is not executed. So these are the explanation of this coding, which is if statement. So we move to the next statement, which is okay. The next statement we are going to see is if else statement, and these are the coding of if else statement and the output of this if else statement. Okay, this will be tell how the program to check whether an integer is positive or negative, and also this program considers 0 as a positive number. So you can see in my screenshot I have mentioned in the comment in line 1 and line 2. Okay, so we straight away going to the statement if and else. Okay, if in bracket number is bigger and equal to 0, so the cout will be you enter a positive integer, and else cout will be you enter a negative integer, and also there will be a cout this line is always printed. So for more understanding, you can see my output screenshot. Okay, I have mentioned the condition number is bigger and then equal to 0. Okay, if we enter the number greater or equal to 0, then the condition will evaluates true, which means it will tell the statement will be true. And here I have entered the number 4, so the condition is true. The statement inside of the body of if is executed. So these are the this why we use the if and also the else statement in our coding. And you can see the second output I have entered the -4. Okay, when I enter -4, so the condition is false. As I have said in line 14, it will be automatically my condition is false. So the statement inside of the body of else is executed. Else there will be cout, you enter a negative integer. So you can see in the output that I screenshot, there will be show you enter a negative integer -4, and this line is always printed. So these are the explanation of if else statement. Okay, as you can see, number 3 is multiple if statement, and these are the coding that I do in two way, and also the output of these two multiple if statements. So there is not have much different. You can see in the first coding, line number 8 and 9, if the int age is equals to 10 and the if age is more than 1 and less than 15, the outcome will be show you are a child. So as I have set there my int age is 10, there the outcome is showing you are a child. And in the second coding, you can see, as I mentioned in line 14, if age is bigger than it's more than 15 and the age is less than 22, that will be automatically show you are a teenager. So as I said there, my int age is 16, there the outcome are automatically showing you are a teenager. Okay, the last but not least, we are going to see about the nested if statement. These are the coding and also the output of nested if statement. Okay, we straight away see the output number 1. The first is I have entered an integer of 34. So there have be shown the number is even, and this line is always printed. So this is what I've set in my coding. I have typed in my coding. So this in line 12 and also line 13, cout will be enter an integer, and also we can see the output number 2, enter an integer. I have entered 35. So there will be show the number is hot, and this line is always printed. So this is I have mentioned in line 23, 24 and 25, 25. Yeah, you can see the cout, the number is odd, I have mentioned, and you can see the output of output number 3, the picture output. Enter an integer, I have entered 0, so there will show the number is 0, and it is neither or even or not odd. This line is always printed. So this also I have mentioned in my coding. So we can also see the input from the user. That means I have stored in the variable num, because I have mentioned in line 10 int num. So when they use an if else statement to check whether number is not equal to 0. So these are the function of if else. So if true, then the inner if else statement is executed. If false, the code inside the outer else condition is executed, which prints the number is 0 and neither even nor odd. So the inner if else statement checks whether the input number is divisible by 2. If true, then we print a statement saying that the number is even. So if false, we print that the number is odd. Okay, notice that 0 is also divisible, divided by 2, but it is actually not an even number. So this is why we first make sure that the input number is not 0 in the outer if condition. So I think this all from my side. Thank you.